We here live, baby. We here live. We here with my guy YD. YD, how you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Happy to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me.
I'm glad you came, man. I was telling I was already telling my cousin, I'm like, this is one of the first interviews I wanted to do, man. There's a lot of questions I have personally about kind of the path you're on right now and some of the stuff that you had going on previously and some big stuff that I see you got going on right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So tell me, man, I've always been curious, where did the name YD come from? How did you come up with that? What's the meaning behind YD?
I think we was like young, trying to think of like rap aliases, and I was just like break it down to like the simplest form. Yeah. I twisted my dreads myself, so they was just real, short at the time. So like Young Dreads was the what I landed on, and it stuck.
Yeah, your shit big now. Your shit out there. Your shit out there now. I see.
They're not young no more. That's what people that know the story from the beginning always say when they see me. Like, damn, Young Dreads ain't so young no more. I was like,
yeah, because I was like, man, where YD? I was so used to calling you YD shit. This was a point in time I forgot your real name. I was YD, hell.
Type shit, yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up. So when did you start rapping? Like, when did that start?
Seriously, probably like, I want to say like 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, 2011. Maybe like a little bit before. Maybe like 2010. Maybe like 2010 actually.
So what? You've been going hard for about like good 11, 12 years now.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Who's the motivation for that? Like who inspired you to rap?
I'm trying to think. So going back, I used to work at a call center.
Okay.
And at the call center, I met a cat named Walter.
Yeah.
And so we hit it off, and he used to write, and I was kind of like freestyling too. So he was like, my brother got a studio, or like access to a studio. It wasn't really a studio, it was in the nigga living room, but I feel like that's how everybody start.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we went there, and I started like soaking it up and like writing a little bit, and I just realized that like I loved music more than, and in a way that was more extreme than, my love for music was more extreme than like the average person. So when I would explain things in music or bars that people said and break it down, they wouldn't respond to them in a way that like they hit me,
Right, yeah. Like it resonated with you.
It resonated with me, so I was just like, damn, let me try. So I like started like doing remixes. In the beginning we was lying and shit.
Yeah.
We killing this, we doing that. Everybody lie at the beginning. I feel like that's how people start.
Absolutely, yeah.
Maybe not. Maybe a nigga came out telling his full story. I don't know nobody. Everybody I know that started, they started lying first.
Right, and work their way up to the truth.
So then, man, from there we just kept it moving. Mr. GB, you know Mr. GB?
Yeah.
I worked there. He was one of my team leaders at APAC, and he actually had a studio too. So shout out Mr. GB for actually letting me his free studio time, and then he was throwing a bunch of events back then. So I got to touch the stage for the first time. I choked one of the times, but hey. It is what it is.
Yeah, live and you learn, man. You live and you learn. It's crazy. I'm actually planning on having him on the podcast too. I always tell people he has a story that people need to hear.
Yeah, no, he do. Yeah. And it's like he love his city. He love. Yeah. He been here for a while. He got a love for the city. He got a lot of knowledge. Yeah. A lot of people too. So good dude, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So started rapping, started pursuing it seriously and stuff like that. So you joined a rap group called Wisco Kidz. So tell me a little bit about that, because that was the group you was with Kyrie. So how did Wisco Kidz form? Like, did you come up with the idea? Was it Kyrie, or did y'all kind of collectively just go like, all right, this is kind of what we want to do? Like, was it the chemistry? Like, how did Wisco Kidz manifest itself? Yeah.
So I moved here my sophomore year in high school. Okay. He was a freshman.
Right. Oh, so you old? I thought Kyrie was older.
No, I'm older than Kyrie. Okay. By like a couple months.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I'm young for my grade.
Right.
So he was a freshman. His cousin was a junior or senior. I think he was a junior.
Right.
So I didn't know nobody when I first moved here at all. I just played. I was on the football team. They all played sports. They was on the football team. So I needed like some shorts or something, and I didn't have them. And Ralph, who is his cousin, gave me the shorts. And then you know, just as far as just like being brothers on this team, just predominantly white people, you know, white
Absolutely.
players, we kind of stuck together, and then we started just kicking it and became cool. And then my mom had gotten in some legal trouble, and she had to go sit you know, for a while. So when she did, she left me my step pops, and I was like 15. So it seemed like right when she left and go to jail, this nigga leave. Like, he just was disappearing,
so
bro.
he just hit it.
I ain't seen him for weeks. I'm at the crib. It's like weird people banging. Like, I'm getting people knocking on the door. You know, my mom and my step pop so dope. You know, so it's like, I was just like, you know, 15 and confused. Then they're scared. Like, you know, there's money and guns in the house, but it's like, I don't know. That ain't my life. That ain't, you know.
Yeah, you still a kid type of.
Still a kid. I came from curfews and, you know, all kind of, you know, fortunate damn near. Before I didn't go without, you know.
Yeah. I
ain't got like that I went hungry story ever, or we had the lights out story ever, you know.
Yeah, you still had enough, like.
I still had enough, even with them being gone. I had enough in the means to like figure it out, but it was just like he was gone, and I was just like, what? Okay, new city, new spot. Mom's gone. I always grew up with my mom, single mother, so
He
ended up coming back. I ended up catching him, getting off the bus and going home one day, and he was with. He was with the old neighbor, one of our old neighbors who was a girl. So I'm like, nigga, you been gone for a weekend, you cheating on my mama, and she, you know, what she got pulled over and she in jail for. Yeah. Actually yours. She took the charge for it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we got into it, and I ended up just like running away. And you know, I ended up asking his mom, since I was over there all the time anyway, can they take me in to my mom get out? I think she had like a couple months to go.
Okay. So how long was your mother in for? What
she was in probably for like 6 months. Like 6 months during my sophomore year.
Right, so no year. She was okay.
Yeah, she had like Huber, but she had to stay in Shano.
Gotcha.
And she worked at like the casino up here. You know what I mean? So she would get off and go to work, and then you know I would see her sometimes, but barely. I would talk to her sometimes, but barely. Right. At that time, I don't think I had a phone yet. Maybe I did, but I don't know. I just don't remember talking to her that much.
Right.
And so they took me in, and then we, upon them taking me in, Kyrie, you know, he play a lot and shit. He joke
yeah.
So, like, one of the times of him joking around was him actually writing a song. You know, like, rapping.
Kyrie was writing a song.
Yeah, Kyrie's writing a song.
Okay.
And, like, he just would, like, sing T-Pain all the time. You know, that's what T-Pain was like. Or before
T-Pain was the hottest thing moving back then.
T-Pain was the hottest thing moving.
Yeah, so I get it,
Yeah, so he was just singing a lot. And I'm like, nigga, you can actually sing, you know? Like, you can actually sing, though. So we started taking it serious. I started taking it serious around the APAC days. So, like, 10.
Yeah.
It was a dude that had a studio in his house, in his living room with a booth that I think Mr. GB referred me to or something. And I started going in there, and then Kyrie ended up started working at the call center with me.
Yeah.
He started going to the studio with me too. We started kind of just like collabing, and it just was like seamless, you know, remixes. It was just seamless.
Yeah.
And so through there, we didn't really have a name. We would just rap. And then
and y'all was still starting out at this time.
We were starting out.
Okay.
And then it was a character that was on the scene around that time. Who was older, who kind of had a label. His name was Rose Rail.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
So we was on his collective at first, and then Kyrie ended up getting pulled over and realized he had a warrant and had to go sit some time. So when he did that, shit went sour with Rose Rail with us, and then I was just like, okay, we need to start our own thing. And it's like, what can we do? Like, what do we stand for? And we always was like proud of where we was from. We always, you know, you grow up and everybody like, I can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah, you hear that a lot in the Bay. Yeah.
There's nothing here. There's nothing here. So I'm like, we would instantly stand out by being the guys that say, no, we proud to be from here.
Right.
But like, where can we take it?
Yeah.
So like, that's what Wisco Kidz came about. It was like, okay, let's like influence these kids to kind of like realize that no matter where they come from, and they don't have a ceiling. Like, I feel like people come from them small towns or come from where we come from.
Right.
And they think that, okay, I can't go be LeBron.
Yeah, because we're so y'all
100,000 people here. You know what I mean? I can't go be Drake.
Yeah, because of the
I don't got the resources to.
Yeah, like the size of the environment, like or the opportunities. So y'all main point was just to kind of do the opposite of what everybody else is screaming. So a lot of people like, fuck Green Bay.
Yeah.
You know, y'all was like, nah, like let's put it on versus doing the opposite.
Exactly.
Type shit. So that's where Wisco Kidz came from.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So fast forward a little bit, y'all ended up dropping Wake Up 1 through 3.
Mm-hmm.
Why Wake Up? Why name the mixtapes Wake Up? What meaning did y'all want to portray with that?
Wake Ups, we just wanted to kind of like, we slept on. So like all the music was to just prove a point in saying, look, we can run with the best of them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, like here's we got some shit y'all need to hear.
Yeah.
On time.
It's like we can run with the best of them, and we gonna progress and get better. We was just cocky and confident at that time. Like, ain't nobody fucking with us. Like, we really was down there putting it in. It was really in the basement every day, all day, putting it every single day. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's crazy because every time I would, especially during the summertime around that time, I heard a lot of people playing a lot of the Wake Ups and shit. And after I posted.
Okay,
yep. So when driving around, I'd hear a lot of people playing, you know, a lot of Wake Up, because personally for me, there was some songs I really fuck with, like that Shut Down, that was my shit, or that December 25th. December 25th.
That's your joint.
That's my all-time favorite song out of all the Wake Up, December 25th, because that shit was just from the melody, from the shit y'all was saying to the beat. Like, I felt like, for me personally, that was one of the best well-put songs put together. If we're talking about the entire
song.
If we're talking about the entire song and how that was put together, like December 25th is probably my favorite. That's crazy. And Shut Down. Those was my shit. Yeah, that was
Shut Down live was crazy.
Yeah. That shit was cold. I still play that shit to this day. I swear to God, I still play this shit. I work out to this shit still. Like,
that's fire. They fucking we was supposed to, Juneteenth last year, whoever put that together was crazy. It was dope. You went?
Yes, I did.
So it was like pretty packed, and it was cool to see all our people, 4 our people out there.
Yeah.
I mean, they told us that we was coming to do just like one song. We got a song called Black. You know? So I'm like, okay, I'm in the car listening to Black. You know, it's been years since we like listened or like did anything with that song. So
facts.
Cool.
Yeah.
So we're get up there, bro. Shut Down. Come on.
Like,
damn, bro, I ain't listened to this shit in a while. So
yeah.
And then usually like the protocol is like, all right, we finna go do regardless of any show. If you're doing new songs or old songs, you listening to them songs before you go perform them to just make sure you got them down. So it was just like kind of an adjustment period. And I can be like, stop that. Let's not play that, because it was like, we was in the moment.
Yeah. Out of the Wake Up series 1 through 3, what do you feel was the best mixtape out of the Wake Up series? For you personally, what was your favorite one, and why?
Bro. Oh God.
Because I ain't gonna lie, 2 and 3 slap so fucking hard. Like 2 and 3, I could listen from the beginning all the way to the end.
Yeah, it's between them two. It's a toss up between them two. I'm trying to think of the times we was in when we did 2. 2 was crazy. Times that we was just like 3, bro. 3 almost didn't come about.
Straight?
3 almost didn't come out.
Yeah.
It was just so much shit with 3, bro. Like, damn.
Because listening to 3, I felt like there was a lot of pain and stuff that y'all was going through.
Yeah, we was just going through a bunch of shit, bro. We was going through a bunch of just like real life. Even with the tape, we went to like a label at the time and never had interest. During the pointed process of recording it, right? Working on it.
Yeah.
And that, I won't say it didn't work out. They just said, look, like, we want to come see y'all live and like do other shit and like stay in contact, but like we don't got like an offer right now. Which, I mean, me going I knew that we just didn't have the leverage to even get anything that we wanted to get. Right. So basically, after we came back from LA from doing that, our whole team just like fell apart. Yeah. We had a cameraman, so we bought like 5-6 racks. Okay. Like for camera equipment. He stopped answering the phone when he had the camera.
Y'all camera guy.
Yeah, he stopped. He was the first one.
Okay.
He had the camera. He had the footage that we needed from a show. Because they said, go home and do a show and either invite us or send us the footage from the show.
Got you.
So we did the show. He disappeared immediately after with the footage.
So y'all didn't even get the footage. No. He just up and hit it. Just
hit it. And then after it was just some shit with our manager. It was like.
Okay.
So yeah, 3 almost didn't even come out, but we ended up pushing and like actually fighting and like getting it out. So I say 3 is probably my favorite one. I'm trying to think of what's on 2. Oh, the first Lift.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of shit. I don't know, bro. I love the intros on all of them.
Yeah. The intros definitely. The intros was like that introduction of what was to come.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It reminded me of like a Meek Mill mixtape where the intro lets you know like it's finna be some shit on here.
Type shit.
Yeah, like
type shit. And that's
real.
important. Like you gotta lay your foundation, your first song, bro. Gotta be. And I tell niggas all the time, like when they even try to rank Meek Mill, I say, bro, Meek Mill in a sense make workout music because every intro you could go to the gym to and go crazy.
Facts.
You know, he's the king of intros.
Yeah, absolutely. Like his shit still slapping from fucking years, like 9 years ago. Still
Dreams
slapping.
and Nightmares will always be a club anthem.
Always, like no matter where you at. I remember it's crazy. I remember a couple years back, I was in Kidness for New Year's. I had brought my guy Matt from Chicago down and shit.
Yeah,
and we had went out with a couple people when we was in Kidness and shit. And it was New Year's. It was like the night of like New Year's, like 12 o'clock New Year's Day and shit.
Right.
And Kidness was packed, and for the first time they fucking played Meek Mill's intro from Dreams and Nightmares.
Bro.
Man, I cut the fuck up in there. Hey, I cut up so hard. I was sweating in that bitch. I'm like, yo, I know they just
so
did.
Like, it's so long and so loud, and you be so passionate. By the end of the song, you be tired as a bitch.
Facts, like you had a real workout just vibing to the song.
Type shit, but he just said some of the realest shit, bro. You know, that's what it's about. That's how I reach people. It's just like being real in your music. I even tell like I got a studio down the street. My little cousin record up there, and I just said, I know you 15, cuz, but don't be up here lying, bro. That was my only advice to him is like, you have a story. I know your life story is crazy.
Tell your story
in real life. Tell your story. Don't be up here lying, bro. That's what everybody doing.
Was that the one you invited me to over on by the little Buzz building with the upstairs? Yeah, that's crazy. And I like that little setup too.
Yeah, it's cool, bro.
Yeah, it's your own creative space, man.
We got to keep it going, kind of keep building on everything that we're trying to do, man.
Do you know what's crazy? One of the things that really, something that I never seen that nobody from this area did was y'all ended up performing overseas.
Yeah.
So how did that come about? I ain't gonna lie, when I saw that shit, I was sold after that. I'm like, all right, now it's really in their hands. Because I had never even, like, I had only seen, like, top major artists perform overseas.
Right.
And, like, I mean, like, A-class, S-rank artists, like, not no just starting hot artists. Like, you know what I mean? So when I saw y'all do that, like, that's when I was like, that's a game changer for the area. Because I had never even... I still to this day, I'm not saying nobody had, but to my knowledge, I ain't seen nobody from this area perform overseas. So how did y'all get that connect? Like, how did y'all get that?
So I was on probation. So I was finishing up my probation in like 18.
Okay.
I got off in 18, but like March.
Yeah.
So in like February, I started like shooting videos with one of my homeboys. His name Lure. We became homies, but we started, we met through the art and then like just wanted to collaborate on music videos. So we shot like 2, 3, and then just realized like, yo, we cool. Like, I fuck with your shit. He would come to my crib with my family and like all that. I would be by him and his family, his girl.
Okay.
So he was like, look, like, I traveled the world last year, so maybe like 17. He traveled the world. Him and his girl sold everything and they traveled the world.
Yeah.
They went to Europe, they went to Africa, they went to South America,
Okay.
And he was like, I'm about to go to Europe, to Denmark, to shoot some videos with some artists over there. They got a pretty popular scene over there, bro. Like, you should try to come. You finna be on probation, so try to plan for like April.
So this guy wasn't like y'all manager, like he was
just purely like a homie and a videographer.
Got you.
So I'm like, nigga, look, even after I get off probation, they did not finna like clear me to like go to another country in April.
Right? Yeah, they.
Ass. Like I was just so skeptical. He's like, look, bro, like you finna get off, just buy the ticket, bro. Just buy the ticket. I wasn't even gonna buy the ticket.
Right.
I'm like, gee, there's just no way.
Yeah.
And I was just scared that I was gonna buy the ticket. I was gonna get to the airport and they was gonna turn me around, or I was gonna get to the what's the TSA check-in.
Yeah, the security check-in.
Security check-in point in another country, and they was gonna turn me around. So I bought the ticket. No, I bought the passport first, and I got it. I was like, that's crazy. What the fuck? Then I bought the ticket. Yeah. Then I was like, all right, here goes nothing. Got on the plane, fully expecting to
get shut down.
Fly 8 hours. Fly 8 hours to Iceland. And as soon as I got to Iceland, I was going to fly 8 hours back.
Okay.
I ended up getting in, bro. Like I ended up actually getting there. They was waiting at the airport for me.
So it wasn't even no hassle. It was just smooth.
Yeah, it wasn't no smoke. I'm like, damn, like America really snapped with this one. They let me.
Yeah, like
they let my black ass leave. Like,
yeah.
I just thought it was no way. So, you know, it was a lesson learned right there. It's just to not be so pessimistic about it. Just try it, you know.
Yeah.
So I got there. And then who we ended up staying with, we were staying with some locals. One of them was a DJ/producer.
Okay.
Shout out JVC and his girl Maria, who she runs like one of the biggest streetwear brand stores there. So we kind of lucked up with who we was able to stay with because they super connected.
Right.
So just like took it in, recorded 90% of the time, and just like took it in and like networked with people there. And when networking and recording and everything we was doing over there, they was like, you know, everybody was like, even everybody who was meeting was like, come back for distortion. And I'm like, what's distortion? And like, bro, it's like a street party, it's a big festival, bro. Like that's when everybody, that's when you're gonna see everybody, like thousands of people.
Yeah, everybody coming out to play type shit.
Yeah, and I ain't really understand it, so I'm like, okay, but I'm like, I'm here, because that first trip was designed for us to stay 2 weeks in Denmark and then go spend a week in Italy by Gabe.
Right.
So I was like, okay, like I hear y'all, and then we went to Italy, and my homie called me. We was in Italy, like, we ended up getting a stage with Noisy Denmark for distortion this year. You think that you could come back?
Right.
You know, if we pay for like your flight or whatever, can you come back? And I'm like, you know, at this point I got a 3-month-old at the crib.
Yeah.
Like I gotta make sure it's good, everything good at the crib. And he's like, because the CD I had at the time was March Madness 2. So when I went over there, that's what I was promoting. I was promoting my brothers and, you know, passing out the last tape we had just dropped. This was March Madness 2, so it was getting around over there.
Got you.
And he was like, you could come by yourself or you could bring your brothers. And I'm like, I know that they had never left the country. They probably never had passports. Yeah. So I'm like, damn. Okay, I want to bring my brothers over here, though, you know?
Yeah.
It's cool to, like, go somewhere, but, like, and that's always cool. Like, I travel by myself all the time. But it's a whole nother story when you got your people, like, with you that you like to do that type of shit.
Facts. Yeah. And the experience, too. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, the experience in itself is a blessing. So.
Facts.
Yeah.
So I ended up hitting them, like, yo, like, in a month, because it was, like, a month away. Yeah. So, like, yo, in a month, can y'all, would y'all want to come play this festival over here? I sent them, like, pictures from, like, Google, you know?
Yep.
Thinking our stage was going to be little, you know, yeah, it's thousands of people here, but ain't no way we finna have a stage where it's thousands of people. We finna be on a side street stage with like, you know, maybe 50 people, but it's still good for us to promote, you know?
Yeah.
So they was like, yeah. So we ended up making it happen, going over there, bro. And it was like 10,000 people.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It's on our street. We like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then it was just, from there, man, it was just crazy.
Was that the biggest number of people I had ever performed in front of?
Yeah, because we did the Packard thing here with the Packard song. I think that was only the 2 to 3K. Okay. That street was like about 10 to 11,000 people. So definitely the biggest we ever played. I mean, like that's crazy. It's almost like arena size. Basketball arenas is what, 10 to 20.
Yeah. Yep.
So you're like, damn, like what the fuck.
Yeah, I bet that energy was wild.
And they was all going crazy too. Yeah. There was a certain point they did like a soccer chant in the middle of our set with the music being as loud as it is. We couldn't hear our music.
That's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, it's like you overseas, you don't know, you know, they still speak Danish language. Like, they first, English second. So I had to go to the DJ, like, bro, like, what does this mean? Is it bad? Is they like,
yeah, like, we gotta get up out of here?
Is they forming bonus? And he's like, no, bro, like, this good. Like, just like, I might stop the beat and you should try to rap over it or something. And I'm like, all right.
Fuck it. Yeah.
Then I think when he stopped it, somebody threw a beer and hit me.
Straight?
Yeah, threw a beer, and then I was like, you got that moment where you like, this the biggest stage we ever been on. Mm-hmm. Should I like run it and try to find that person, which I probably won't ever find that person? It's 10,000 people out here. Yeah. That do it ain't gonna raise his hand.
In a foreign country.
In a foreign country. Like, you try to go to jail. What you trying to do, bro? You know? Yeah. And like, the moment they threw it, the bros looked at me and they're like, whatever you want to do, we on. Whatever energy you on, we on. Yeah, we here. So I just like turned up more. I was like, fuck it, I'm not going. Because if I stop it and have that Lil Wayne moment, like, who threw it? Yeah. And nobody raised their hand. Right, like, I did it. Even if they do, you dive in the crowd, you beat their ass, then what, your ass go to jail? Yeah. Denmark? Yeah. Yeah, who knows what the law policy over there is like. You American, your ass getting deported. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy. You don't even go to jail. Your ass go to the airport.
Facts. You just never know, man.
So I was just like, yeah, no, I'm not gonna go there. Let's turn up, man. Let's enjoy our show. Right. I think that was the day that was the exact day that we found out Zach passed too. It was like right before we went to our show. Yeah, rest in peace to Zach, man. That was a heavy blow for a lot of cats. Like, I remember Zach interviewed me when I was in high school, still hooping and shit when he first kicked off Zach TV1. Man, I remember when he started too, bro. Mm-hmm. He was just such a good dude. I was thinking about Zach last night, just like his impact and like his story. Yeah, like, moves from where it's a little easier at you here. And kind of still puts on here, starts here, goes back home, puts in the work, go back to the trenches, like sacrifices, and he created a platform that was important and instrumental to so many people. Yeah, the biggest thing that even knowing Zach for the number of years I've known Zach, for me, the one thing that I learned from watching him do Zach TV1, which I had a lot of respect for, is that Zach really gave a fuck about the people. Like, for him, it wasn't really about like making money. Now, even though Zach was getting his money, like he was eating, but that wasn't his main mission. Like, and he was saying in his videos all the time, like, yo, I'm trying to put niggas from Chicago on. Like, what hit me? Like, you know, I'm trying to put niggas on. And Zach was interviewing big people too, so it's not that he needed it, but his mission was to put as many people from his hometown on as possible. As possible. You know, and I like how he just like didn't change his energy towards the artists here. Yeah, come back and do videos for niggas here. Absolutely. And I doubt that he was charging them when he was charging people in New York or like Chicago, you know? Yep. He just was a solid dude, bro. It's not too many people like Zach. Absolutely, man. And it's like, real shit. It's like, you know, just like we was talking before we started, like a whole about the Nipsey thing, like, you know, it's like the good ones always go too soon. Fuck that. But why is that, bro? Like, man, I just feel like, man, it's a lot of evil energy out here. I mean, is that meant for like to be like, this what y'all had, so now y'all got more responsibility to not just exist. We gonna take the good ones, the fruitful ones, the prolific ones, and give y'all the blueprint of how they did it and what their mission was. Now find your purpose. Yeah, I think there's a double impact where the loss of somebody can mean more to you and motivate you. Yeah. Where you really pay more, like, you pay more attention to the message than you did when he was first out. Like Nipsey, like that's how it happens to a lot of people. Like, you know, when people be talking about Nipsey, like, people always paid attention to folks, but they really internalized what he was saying after his passing, because it's people. It's like, you know, they say you don't realize what you got until it's gone, and people didn't. I don't think people really realized how much of a gem folks was until he wasn't here. And then people really started really internalizing the shit he was saying. And it was like, damn, like, these are real jewels being dropped. And he was authentic. Like, his authenticity was unmatched. Right. You know what I mean? Like, that was the biggest thing. Yeah. And for me, I got respect for anybody who, you know, any brother, you know, my biggest respect is always towards the race. So if the race is always your focus,
you know, you got mad respect for me, from me. And, you know, with Nipsey, like, I was watching plenty of interviews. He was like, yo, you know, Nip Hussle always show love to your people. Like, that was also part of his mission. Like, you know what I mean? And we always lose the good ones. And I'm at a point where I look at it like, we have to really start protecting the ones that really have an impact for us as a race. Like, you know what I mean? Because...
And he was, though. That's the point. Is his homeboy.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, any other gang that had a problem knew that if they touched Nipsey Hussle, it was like, it was not the move. So that's why he was safe and he could go wherever he wanted. They said, like, he would pull up in any hood. He would just really be in the hood all the time.
I'm not going to lie. In my honest opinion, I believe Nipsey Hussle's assassination was a political assassination.
Yeah, you believe?
I really do. I really do.
Oh, he went there.
I do. I truly believe that.
The agenda makes sense for it to be political. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, he's finna go crazy.
The power structure, like, and just me understanding.
You got with Jay-Z too, nigga? Nah, you with Puma? You from Rolling 60? You a gang member? Oh, hell no.
And it was what he was doing. Like,
you finna change this? You finna change gang culture?
Yeah, yeah, we can't do that.
Real estate?
Yeah.
You got Lauren London?
Yeah, you're doing too much.
you're doing too much. Grammy nomination.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. That's a story for another day.
Dr. Sebi?
Yeah.
You finna do a documentary? No, the fuck you not.
Right. You know
Lay
what I mean?
Lay your ass down.
And
it just makes sense, bro.
Yeah, when you think about the shit he was doing, like, you know what I mean? It's like, if you look at the consistency or the pattern of our leaders, the ones who end up dying, in whatever way the media portrays it, like, there's always the common denominator of the race being a huge part of the mission and the agenda for that individual.
Impact on their people, bro.
Yeah, and that is always a common factor. Like Pac. I believe Pac's assassination was political too.
I believe Biggie's was too.
Yeah, Biggie's was, and each and every one of these people to come even say, be like, you know, he was about healing all people, but he was letting people know, like, yo, this is Africa. Like, I'm African. We here to heal motherfuckers. Like, you know, and they fucking with pharmaceutical money. So, you know, even I watched his family speak on that shit. And they were even talking. No,
Dr. Sebi?
Dr. Sebi, like his actual blood daughter and son.
They ran his page.
Yeah. And they were even talking about how skeptical and how much the process of what happened didn't make no sense, and how they was calling and didn't nobody get back to them right away, and it should have been a quick transaction. Like, they were even talking about how crazy that process was. But
yeah, man,
you know,
this definitely probably was some other shit.
Yeah, but you know, that's a whole nother conversation for another day. We could definitely get into that for a minute.
Thanks.
But with the Wisco Kidz group, y'all perform overseas.
Yeah.
It seemed like after a while, you and Kyrie started having like a falling out. Like it started to seem like things was going super smooth. Like, y'all dropped a Wake Up series, y'all go overseas, you performed over at Lambeau, like, you know, and then it just kind of seemed like y'all started having a falling out. Like, what happened with, like, was there a falling out or a disagreement, or what happened with that relationship?
I think it all spun from like the making of Wake Up 3. I keep doing that shit. I hate when people do that and then, like, you hear it in my bad.
No, you good. You good. You good.
Yeah, so like making Wake Up 3 was stressful, right? We had investors, you know, so he had like decent budget for it. We had Wake Up 3 was a deal. Okay. We signed a deal for that with our producer to, you know, terms of the deal was basically the producer would get his money on the back end.
Right.
Not, you know, paying for upfront studio time.
Gotcha.
You would just go do your session, and then when the tape came out, he would get a part of his royalties forever.
Right.
Not forever, for like a couple years.
Gotcha.
So set up. We got the cameraman. We're using the money wisely from the investor. We got the manager. He rocking. He smart. He got resources also.
Yeah.
We traveling, you know, through Wake Up 2.
Yeah.
Wake Up 1 to Wake Up 3, we was moving around.
Okay.
Down there, lived in Minneapolis, like at least a couple times a month we was there.
Yeah.
Shows, you know, we just going crazy. And then process with Wake Up 3 was World Star. Hold Up made it to World Star. Hold Up, Making It to World Star.
That was my shit too.
Yeah.
Hold up.
I still like it when you play that somewhere here, motherfuckers. These kids, younger kids, still know it's crazy.
Yeah, that was my shit too.
With hitting World Star, you get these people that work for labels,
right?
That just scour World Star because that's one of the biggest platforms, so it makes sense for like artists.
Yeah.
They reach out. They say, we call us. We want to get y'all like in touch with, label people, and we think y'all ready. At that point in time, Hold Up, I think had like 50,000, 60,000.
Okay.
And we was doing decent numbers on other videos and decent numbers on SoundCloud. Just thousands and thousands of plays.
Right.
But where I felt like we was at, we had a meeting. Our manager, Kyrie.
Yeah.
Should we go to the label in LA? Should he spend his money to go? Because they weren't flying us out. It was just a label opportunity to go in there,
Right, to check it out and see what come out of it.
So I'm like, middle of making a tape. We got merch orders every day.
Yeah.
Shit cracking.
Mm-hmm.
So I think just about, finding the next strategy. That wasn't the only label offer we had on the table. There was another one too.
Okay, so I had a couple.
We'll get into that in a second, how that fell through. So they decide, vote, they decide to go. Okay. So let's go, let's give it a shot. I say, my stance is we don't got anything outside of Hold Up and a couple videos and songs with a couple thousand plays. We're not going to go in there and get nothing we want.
Right.
It's like, that's just how I see it. It's like,
you need more leverage.
Yeah, if you don't got like leverage, you gonna take whatever the fuck they saying you taking.
Right.
And so at the time, like I said, we had money, a little money. We had a few investors. We had signed the deal for the tape, where we weren't paying up front. We had bought camera equipment, so we had videos was gonna get shot all in the house. We had an infrastructure. We had a manager.
Gotcha.
We had an entertainment lawyer. Like, we just had the infrastructure. We had our city on lock. We was doing just however many numbers at the venues and the clubs. We was booked there every weekend,
Yep.
So I'm like, we don't really need no label right now. And we went. And when we went, like I said, little discrepancy in detail I won't get into before basically my manager and Kyrie got into it. I won't say about what, but like, we didn't go to the label. And like I said, they said, we want to see more. We like y'all numbers. We like y'all.
So y'all didn't go to the label?
No, we went.
Okay, y'all went. Gotcha.
They said, we like y'all numbers. We like y'all. Same dude that signed the Weeknd and brought the Weeknd to Republic.
Okay.
His name's Naeem.
Yeah.
Basically, said, I like y'all numbers. I'd like to see more. I want to invite me to a show in the Midwest. I'm in Minneapolis all the time, he said. Or send me video footage from y'all next show. Okay. Like I said, we get back. Everybody energy weird. I think some other shit happened between them two, manager and Kyrie. Get back. Energy's weird between everybody. I feel like everybody was just disappointed that. I feel like everybody was expecting to just walk in that door and a walkout signed. Right. Yeah. Like from manager to cameraman. Right. And I was the only one that was like, it was like even when we was on the way to the label, it was like my manager like, why aren't you posting? Why aren't you posting saying we're going to the label? Why aren't you posting saying that we in LA going to the label? Like, you have not made that post, And everybody else was geeked, like, label, big things coming, this and this. Like, everybody else was on that. Right, like, geeked. If we don't go on this bitch and get a deal, then none of that matter. Facts. You know what I mean? Yeah. We don't go on this, if we don't leave this building with a deal, that's when you announce. Yeah. Nothing matter. And he was like, all right, I feel that, I get that. Yeah. So, you're back. Everybody just like seemed highly fucking disappointed and upset. And me, I'm like, okay, we got an album to finish. We've been promising our fans. We got infrastructure back home. We got a lot of things, a lot of research. We got people in LA working for us. We had like 3-4 friends in LA that was like, come sleep on my couch at any time. We got so many resources. We got people in Houston. Like, we was just our reach, our biggest market. I don't know I don't know why people wouldn't know this, but like our number one on Apple Music and Spotify through the whole reign of Wisco Kidz was Chicago. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. And I believe Zach TV1 had something to do with that in our family down there, but I think it was like Zach's, because Zach kept doing interviews and showing us love.
Yeah.
They ain't releasing our music on his page. So anyway, yeah, like I said, get back everybody energy off like they thought we was going to leave with a deal.
Yep.
Cameraman disappeared. Manager called. Ended up calling in like a month and a half after we couldn't get the footage to send to the label. And was like, man, I got a job. I got a family. You know.
That's what you were saying.
No, that's what our manager was saying.
Gotcha.
And he was like, I got a job. I got a family. You know, basically, I got shit to do.
Okay.
Love y'all. I consult for y'all, but y'all probably need to find another manager. So, I honestly think that he was kind of like a father figure to both of us.
Yeah.
You know. He really like held that excitement, that structure, that mentor vibe. Yeah. And I feel like bro felt like he was losing that, and he didn't know how to like really adjust to it.
Yeah. So,
you know?
yes.
So people deal with adversity different. All on top of that,
yeah,
with getting back, our producer say, after he found out our manager quit, I only signed this deal because that manager, I thought that he was going to be involved, and I really trust him, and I believe in him. Now, without him,
y'all ain't got me type shit.
Yeah, without him, I don't believe in this deal no more. So, and I just got robbed or some other shit, and my bill's going up. So now I need some money every time y'all come record. I need some money on the front end now. We need to restructure the deal.
Right.
So it's not only did you not get a deal and nothing from Republic, you came back, you invested 6 racks into a cameraman. You can't get a hold of him for months. You been pulling up at his house, all type of shit. He staying with his girlfriend. We don't know where she live at. That nigga gone. Your manager quit. Now your deal for your tape that you've been promising your fans for months and months and months has to be restructured, and you have to find that money up front. Now, with y'all done spent racks to go to L.A., you know, getting out there, on top of everything else, y'all spent money on cameraman, you know? The whole time you just burning money. You reinvested in some merch, which was paying off. We was getting like 3 orders a day.
Okay.
Online. Any e-commerce niggas know that that's decent. That's all right.
Yeah.
You want to get 100, but starting with 3 consistently is fire.
Okay.
So, like, we was taking our merch money, and then it was just, like, at the time of, like, everything falling through, like I said, people deal with adversity different. So, bro, he's the type, he need to go sit by himself and think about the plan and everything by himself. He need to spend some alone time. That's how he do. He don't want to be around nobody when he going through it.
Right.
Do you understand? You know, he kind of just, like, but you won't really know. You would know he going through it. He don't want to talk about it, though. He
ain't talking about it,
Yeah, he just don't. That's not him. That's not his personality. He like, nigga, I need to figure this out for myself. Like,
I'm the same way. Like, if I'm going through some shit, like, I'll separate myself from people. Like, and you know, the wife get on me about that shit a lot. Like, look, you got a family now. Like, you got to talk to me. Like, I'm so used to, you know, we just so used to dealing with shit on our own. Like, you know, that's just a hard habit to break. So I get that because I'll be the same way.
I get it, too. You know, he's not wrong. It took me a while to understand this. Like, get older. And, like, get past it and realize, look, he's not wrong for how he deal with what he deal with. You can't nobody tell him how to deal with how he deals with it.
Facts.
So that was the thing. It was just, you know, couldn't get a hold of him a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Whole time, trying to find a new manager. Whole time, you got to get all the passwords and everything to these accounts now. Yeah. Because your manager had all that. You know, everything that we did, you know, our iTunes, our socials, our so many things, He was managing. So it's like, now you got to get all that. You got to figure out everything now. You got to schedule the studio sessions. Now you got to come up with the money for the studio sessions. You got to figure out merch drops. You still don't got no date on when this tape going to be done. But at the same time, it's not like you can say, okay, well, we're just going to drop 3 singles now, or we going to drop. No, you've been Wake Up 3 for 6 months. That's what you've been doing. Wake Up 3 season for 6 months. You know what I mean? So Wake Up 3 don't come. I mean, you kind of letting your people down.
Yeah, it's how you felt. Like
it's how I felt. So it's like, as I couldn't, and he needed that time to himself, which I understood. I had to step up and really, like, do a lot of the work. Yeah. And Hannah, my kid's mom, she really stepped up in that time too. It was like, what can I help with? Because she saw how like stressful it was. I just felt like everything was on me,
Yeah.
So she really stepped up. She was shipping the orders and like figuring out the website stuff, updating stuff there, helping with events and stuff.
Okay.
And then he kind of he slid back into it, He wasn't completely removed from it. Like he was in the basement still writing music on his own time,
Yeah.
He was still there. He just wasn't there.
Yeah, like present type.
And that was just like something we understood is like he needed that time to digest everything. And like I said, I think niggas really thought he was gonna walk in there and walk out.
Yeah, with a deal type shit.
With a deal. So that happened. We put the tape out. He came back obviously before. Not like I can't say keep saying coming back because he was there.
Right.
Just not as present as we would like him to be, or like that we needed him to be.
But he was still writing.
He was still writing. He was still in it. You know what I mean? He was still it was just less of a social media presence. That's when he started. I'm not going to be online all the time. I know that, but we like, we get that. You don't want to be online, but like that's what artists need to be doing. They need to be online. They need to be visible.
Facts.
Yeah. But it's always those examples that are exceptions. Kendrick never online. J. Cole, you never see him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's because that's what they brands is built around. If you start seeing Kendrick now every day, it's gonna be brand damaging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because his brand is literally, I will come give y'all classic when the fuck I feel like it, and I will go disappear to my hole in this world, and you would never see me. You're not gonna see me on TMZ.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see me in no club. You're not gonna see me randomly in no restaurant. You're not gonna see me nowhere. That's how they are.
Yeah. They really enjoy their privacy.
They do.
Yeah.
So I just feel like he just became more introverted, and a lot of things with like business kind of didn't matter. We had hired like a marketing guy straight out of Eau Claire. He graduated.
Okay.
So we all just kind of had to transition and deal with it. But I think we dropped it. We had the party. We dropped it. Didn't do as well as we wanted to. We wanted it to. As far as the impact, I think we kind of waited too long to drop it. That's just my opinion. Sometimes things can like go past the hype.
Yeah.
You got to drop it when you got just like that. A lot of people in music don't understand that it's about momentum.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Yeah.
Because timing. So it's like, we got a lot of great classics and we've seen a lot of people blow up, but a lot of their strategy was based on their momentum. They knew when it was time. Like when 50 came out. You remember that?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was like an atomic bomb because it was like they strategized and they had the right timing and they knew what they was going to do.
Yeah, 50 really came out swinging.
He did.
He really did.
Classic.
Yeah.
Diamond albums and shit.
Yeah.
And he only really had 2 or 3 albums that's worth talking about.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's still like, yo, that's 50 Cent. And that's, came out swinging. But that was about momentum. So I think we dropped it past the time that we were supposed to drop it. Didn't do as well as we wanted it to. We dropped some singles off of it, a couple videos, a little commercial off of it. Didn't work like we wanted it to.
Got you.
After, he was like, fuck it, let's drop the package song in February. I was just like, I was driving home one day, and it was like, Roger said, run the table, and it was actually winning. It was next couple games. I think they started off losing.
Yeah, people counted. I remember.
Yeah.
People, like, I don't even fuck with football, but people was really counting them out. People like, oh, you know how the culture is here in the Bay. Like, Packers lose 1 or 2 games and shit, and the whole fucking city talk about how trash it is.
Start getting sad.
Yeah. And I remember they just turned shit around.
Yeah.
Like.
So I'm like, bro, we might as well just make a song real quick. Like, let's just make a song. Let's see what we can do.
Yep.
That night, we put it out. And it was done the next day. Kyrie fast. When he inspired.
Yeah.
That's one thing I would say. His focus is 100% into that thing. And he locked into it and he going to figure it out.
Right.
That was the hard part about watching him take the hiatus or like be introverted during the business processes or of like losing to do all that adversity, because I've seen him go through shit and figure it out a million times.
Bounce back.
Yeah, we've been best friends since we've been like young. So it's like I've seen him still figure it out. So it's just like me knowing like, bro, you could figure this out though. So in the time I was kind of like more angry, not understanding like this is the time that he need to like be by himself and figure out some shit for himself. It was like, nah, nigga, I seen you figure shit out 1,000,000 times. So why can't we figure this out right now?
Yeah, what's different about this?
Yeah, like what's the problem now? You know?
Yeah.
And but it took me to get older to be like, yo, maybe that was the point in his life to where he felt like, look, like I'm going through some shit. I'm dealing with some shit. I can deal with it by myself. Like, I don't want to talk. No, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
But when you're in a group setting, everybody got to be on the same page. That's why groups don't work.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
At the same time. That's the hardest thing to do is to get everybody on the same page at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's what was kind of, we saw the results of Wake Up 3. He went into like the Packer thing. Which was cool. You know, we did a tour off of that. We made some money off of that.
Right.
There's a lot of things that set up, a lot of coverage off of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then after it ended, I kind of just was over it. I was over it during the process of it.
Yeah.
Doing the Packer shit. Because I realized, like, we had just dropped the tape. I feel like Wake Up 3 was just, like, classic music. You know, I got people in L.A., like, homeboys that, like, call me and, like, crying at certain songs. Like, nigga, I feel this shit right now. Like, today, you know what I mean? Like, no pressure is, like, he didn't call me crying and no pressure. Like you know, niggas, like, real masculine men. Like, nigga, this shit made me cry, nigga. You know?
Right.
You going to the top, nigga, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
so
feel it.
Like, to drop the Packer song and realize that it's overshadowing your real music. And to realize you're not getting as much love on social media until you got a Packer shirt on or a Packer hat.
Yeah.
During the process was like, and I was just like, we was trying to figure out that whole time how to convert some of these fans and some of this attention to the music we just dropped.
Right.
And it just wasn't converting, bro. It was just they wanted more Packer shit. They wanted more Packer. You know, we got more followers on everything.
Yep.
But it was just like they wanted more Packer shit. So like even till today, every season, bro. Every beginning of the season, every playoffs, every Brewers.
Like, when you gonna drop that Green Bay Classic? When you gonna drop another one?
So when the Brewers was doing well a couple years ago, and there was like a game away from the series.
Yeah.
When the Bucks was doing well before the pandemic hit, and it looked like they was gonna win it. It was just like our DMs is flooded with fans saying, "Drop this, make you this. Gonna make a fight song? You gonna do that?" And it's like, bro, I'm not no fucking jingle rapper. At a certain point, that's the other side of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't regret it. The Packer stuff, but
because that's what got you in at the little stadium area where you and Kyrie performed was that song.
Yeah, that song.
Yeah, I also saw y'all got interviewed by like the Green Bay News in the stadium. I saw like
news. We did news. We did something at GB. We did ESPN in Madison. They were there at ESPN Radio in Madison.
Was that all a result from when that Packer song was that?
Yeah, it all came from that. Because it just kind of like went viral.
Yeah, I think the timing was fucking.
The timing, that's what it was about.
Timing was perfect. Yeah,
that's what it was about. You see people try to drop songs after, like going into the season, but like nobody give a fuck about. We don't need to get hyped up to go into the season, really. We just need a fight song when it looked like we gonna win.
we finna snap.
That's this song is gonna be the reason why. You should have like I don't know. I wish I could show you our DMs or our emails during the time of like. When we dropped around the table and like going into the next playoff game that we lost, it was like millionaires DMing us like, we want to fly you guys out to Vegas if they go to the Super Bowl so you can watch the game with us. And then there was like other promoters in Houston, I think it was at the time, where it was gonna be the Super Bowl. That was like, they come, we want to book y'all for 10,000. It was like 3 appearances for at least. We would have made like 30,000. So we like, we talking to each other like, look, like if they do go. We gonna tell the millionaire niggas to come watch the game with them.
Right.
They offering us 50 in Houston. They gotta give us 60.
Right.
We like double up
that
real
price.
quick.
Yeah.
We like we finna double up. You know what I mean? So it was just like I don't know. It was crazy, bro. Like Packers fans is crazy, and you also realize they everywhere. It's Packer French. Nigga, I know it's Packer fans.
Yeah, and I think Lil Wayne being a Packer fan just really elevated other motherfuckers.
They brand and elevate their brand.
Yeah,
it's really Packer did. Brazil, bro. So Sao Paulo. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right, like,
like Europe and Southern America, like football is soccer.
Soccer, on my mama.
So how the fuck do y'all love the Packers this much? Like, it's like
crazy,
Packers fans all over the world, bro. They all hit us. I'm like, what the fuck?
So
that was cool.
Even with all the momentum and stuff like the Packer song and stuff like that, I was kind of looking at the rap situation in the Bay.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I kind of looked at it as in like I noticed that a lot of artists don't like to fuck with certain people. Like, I don't see a lot of group participation when it comes to artists. Like, I feel like certain artists only want to fuck with certain people. Like, do you feel like certain artists don't want to fuck with certain people just because, like, this is who I fuck with? Or some people maybe I have an issue with certain other artists? Like, because I don't feel like that there's a positive rap relationship with all the artists in the Bay.
I think it's a combination. I think it's a combination of just like I'm fire. I got some special over here, so I'm gonna keep it over here.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna elevate and be colder than all these niggas. And we still got a piece of self-hate.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So we're not showing collaborative efforts between African American men anywhere. You know what I mean? Period.
Yeah.
It's just not how we grow up. It's crab in a barrel. It's been plus we capitalistic society teaches you I gotta step on you. If I gotta step on you to get up, that's what I gotta do.
Right.
So I think that trickles down to even just like the creative scene. And I also think that I was talking to Kyrie about this. It's like so many things is happening now with these artists. Lets me know that us being, per se the biggest whatever in the rap scene lets me know that we didn't set a good example.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because if we was during that time and we tried to put more people on and did more collaborative things, and I feel like more people would understand that this is standard and that they all should fuck with each other.
Right.
Or they all should do this, or they all shouldn't sign bad deals if there's no money involved. If somebody can't show you the money, like how are you signing the deal right now?
Right.
It's not to hate on nobody. You know, it's important. There's people doing, I don't know the terms of no deals that were signed. But I'm seeing it happen over and over. This person be like, I'm finna sign this person. I'm finna do this. And I'm like, I just wonder, okay, what are you signing for? Where is it a paper trail to where people can show you the money?
Yeah.
If not, you could do this shit all on your own.
Facts, like the self-sufficiency.
But yeah, what people don't understand is like we better together. That's what I said. I did a song with Boy.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I remember looking back, there was somewhat of a beef between Wisco and Rushmore.
Yeah,
what was going on with that? Like,
I think with that was just like it's just misunderstandings. It really wasn't even our problems.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like it was people in certain camps that was talking for other people.
It was talking for other people, so we ended up getting dragged into it. And like it was just our homies, something happened between our homie and they homie they was homies though. You know what I mean?
They was cool and then they fell out.
Type shit. And they fell out and then it just became
this. Just drug y'all into it.
This side, that side, we drugged into it. We always gonna stick with our homies. Then whatever happened and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the Bay just like kind of split. And people chose and like, look, you fuck with Rush, and then it's like you either fuck with Rush Mob or Wisco Kidz.
Yeah, now you can't be both. Type shit.
Yeah, type shit. So it was like that was the split, and then no, me and Boy kind of just came to a point where we was just always, even after that, like kind of supportive of each other. You know, I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of like the music that he do.
I fuck with Boy heavy.
I think that he can take this shit somewhere, you know what I mean? Even just like in an image perspective, like he got it. So I'm like, why the fuck are we beefing with another individual that's trying to do something positive and he look just like us?
Right.
You know what I mean? He look just like me. So he from Milwaukee, I'm from Milwaukee. That's where our family's at. You know what I mean? It's like,
let's drop the bullshit.
So it's like, for us to do the collab, I think we had like a conversation and saying like, damn, it's gonna like inspire so many people in the city just to like realize that like get past all the small little petty bullshit that don't matter, bro.
Right. It's irrelevant.
Ain't no money in beefing, bro. You can't come up from that.
Yeah. That's what's. I'm glad y'all was able to really come to terms with that, man. Because I fuck with both of you. I've been knowing Boy for a long time. Went to high school together, hooped together. Like, I really fuck with folks. And for me, man, I don't ever like seeing motherfuckers who I fuck with heavy beef, you know what I mean? So I was glad y'all was able to put that to the side and really come together and do some work together. But outside of that, you ended up starting a clothing line.
Right.
You ended up starting a brand. So I'm real curious how you transition from rap to the brand. Yeah, so what's the name of your brand? Tell us a little bit about that.
Like my kid's mom's dad says you burning a candle from both ends. I said I'm burning 2 candles.
Yeah,
that's what I told him.
Okay.
Anyway, that's my guy though.
Yeah,
but the clothes and rap. I think I was just doing rap, and I was like, damn, like it's cool to be like one faceted and put all your energy. You know, it's hard. It's because like I know that you can truly only focus on one thing at one time.
Okay.
I believe that.
Right.
But it's just like do one thing at a time, you know. It's like,
right.
I'm gonna rap for 3 hours, then I'm gonna do clothes for 2, and like really be disciplined to like stick to that, and you can do it.
Okay.
How the clothing thing came about, just from like being in Europe, seeing like how the fuck they dress and how we so behind on trends. You know, I never trend like they take our music style, we take their clothes.
Got you.
You know what I mean? So it's like you see like, I don't want to go like race thing, but like right, you know, if you bring up popular shoe,
okay,
and you think about white people, the girls, right? A couple years ago it was just the white Chucks. Am I lying?
No, that's facts.
Right?
Yep.
Then it went to Air Force One.
Shit, I got a pair of shit. Shit, I got a pair of white Chucks.
Same. I got a pair, right?
Yeah,
like,
I ain't gonna fake it.
The summer shoe of the collegiate white girl.
Yeah.
That's what you know is like the prominent shoe.
Facts.
Even like, I can't even look past our culture. We make shit popular, but we've been wearing Air Force One since I fucking can remember.
Yeah.
So that's not a thing. In Milwaukee, call them dookies. Like,
on my mind. Facts.
We call it dookies. So like the Air Force One to us is like, that always been like, you know, it's just all, and Jordans. Like we always, Air Max.
Yeah.
So I went over there and I started seeing like, this is before the Air Force One wave with the collegiate white girl here.
Yeah.
At 18, I'm in Iceland at the airport. All the, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, Air Force Ones.
Right.
And they even got the ones that like not even just like the white ones. They got the white ones with the yellow swoosh that we don't wear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like we used to wear back in the day when we don't wear that shit now.
Yeah, that shit over with.
They wear the high top orange ones with the white swoosh.
Right.
And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, like
like we passed that.
Like what the fuck? That. Like y'all really just like Air Force One down like that? Like what the fuck? Yeah. Kyrie was tripping out there too when he was over there. Like and then the thing with them is they don't believe in wasting. So if their shoes get dirty, they don't believe in going to go buy another shoe to keep it clean. They say, oh no, these are still wearable. So that's what I fuck with over there with their culture, was that they take what they need. Anything big, like a truck or a house, the joke is that it's American.
Right.
Because we just known for having shit that we don't need.
So that's where, from Europe, that's where the inspiration from your clothing line.
For the clothes,
that's where Struck came from. Like,
yeah, because I was staying with like in a house where she ran a streetwear brand that was big. You know that. The story is called A-List. Shout out A-List, but it's Albert and Isabel. They two trappers from back in the day. They trapped. Yeah. So they said, we're going to put this together and name it A-List and make a streetwear brand for the pushers, for the niggas to sell dope and the skateboarders. Okay. So she was a designer for that, Maria. That's like one of my sisters over there. Yeah. She was a designer for it, and I was just like so inspired by like the story and the clothes. Okay. That I was like, and on top of just like seeing new trends and other shit they was doing over there. And I was like, damn. I had already been hashtag or branding like the lightning bolts in music. Right. So I was just like, damn, I want to do something like centered around the boats. And then I seen like, I was looking at like different names, and I seen like a movie that was called like Struck by Lightning. And I'm like, okay. I saw that it was a movie. I didn't actually watch the movie, but I seen it. Yeah. And then I was like, damn, I'm going to start, you know. Originally, like, I don't want to do Struck by Lightning because that's a movie. I'll just stay with Struck. Yeah. But if you think of the concept of being struck by lightning, and you survived that.
Yeah, you can survive that.
You can survive that, right? Mm-hmm. But then the lightning would be, and the beautiful part about some of the people that are struck by lightning is after how they choose to live. You know, some of them try to turn a negative situation into positive. Right. So then if you think about it in that scenario, the lightning represents adversity. When you see somebody turn their adversity into a positive, it's a beautiful thing. That's why I say, like, there's beauty in storms. That's a collection I'm going to put out.
Yeah.
Because it's like when the lightning, you see somebody go through some shit and they make it a positive. It's just,
yeah.
It's like, bro, you that nigga, bro. I look up to you. I admire that. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. By the way, my guy brought me my Struck sweater. Hope y'all, I got to stand it up so they can see it one time.
Sir. Yes,
got
sir.
the Struck sweater one time.
Yes, sir.
Had to put it on.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. I had to throw it on one time, man. So I like the material. I really like what's going on with the brand and, you know, just the name of it. Like, you know, I like shit that's dope and has a simplicity in it. Like, you know, like it's not overly complicated. Like it's like Struck. You know what I mean? And just even the concept of it, like I think is dope. So I really like shit it's really dope, but it's super real simple. Like, you know, nothing overly complicated. Like Nike, like one swoosh. Nike, like simple as fuck, the simplicity, simple. And it's like
it's so simple. There's something to be said about that. It's just simple, like simplicity, you know.
Yeah, man, that carries on. So, where can we find the brand? Where can people buy Struck clothing? Where can we find this at? Where can we find this?
It's at Struck Clothing. I should know this. It's bad. I think it's Struck Clothing .world. Okay. It's the website.
Struckclothing.world is the website. Okay.
Also, you can find it. Yep. Struckclothing.world. www.struckclothing.world. That's the website. We also got some pieces in the local streetwear stores here. Some at Playground. You usually can find it. You can also find it at Trending Topic. Shout out to both of them stores.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. For being black owned and supporting. They always both been super supportive of everything I'm doing. So it's like if I come in and I say I want to, you know, sell my new collection, they always like, come on, you know.
Yeah.
I think that's special.
And I fuck with Trending Topic. I got sort of a personal relationship with those two cats out there, man. Definitely shout out to Trending Topic. Definitely spoke to them too. Definitely got to get them on here as well. And they was real supportive of that. So
they doing some special things, bro. They smart.
Yeah, man. I fuck with them, man. They always show love when I come in there, and it's always a good vibe. So definitely
it's always a good environment. It's definitely something that was needed.
Yeah.
For our community, you know. Yep. And then it's just like the location is perfect.
Yeah. Well, for me, you know, I spend my money first with my people first before I do business with anybody else. So I'm glad that they started that here because that was more of an easy way for me to do that when it comes to like mics and shit like that, which I don't buy a shit ton like, you know.
Anymore, right?
Yeah, you know, I'll get something here and there. Like the white bought me like a low top ones and shit, you know, for the retro mics and shit. Or it was the mids. I mean, and you
gotta get the lows.
Yeah.
You like low Jordan 1?
You know, it's crazy. I'm actually a high top guy.
Okay.
Real shit.
I would be, but my feet are too wide. So it's like the insides of my shoes would be leaning.
No shit, be.
And so I was like, Jordan 1s, I gotta go low.
Yeah.
I gotta go low.
But it's like even with I got the 11s. So the Breads 11 is my favorite shoe.
Yeah.
Like those gotta be a high top for me. It depends on the type, but like for me, I'm more of a high top with Mike.
Yeah.
You know,
I would have to do high top 11 too.
Yeah, it depends on. I'm gonna just say this.
And 12. Like I'm not.
Yeah, the 12. Yeah, it depends on what type of
low top 12s, but it's just nah. I would have to be high.
I need the high top. Yeah. Okay, man. So you got the brand. We can find it at Struck, man. So, couple more questions, man, for you guys here. Who's a better rapper? Who do you feel is a better rapper, you or Kyrie? Who's the better? Who do you feel is the better rapper, you or Kyrie?
He can't fuck with me.
He can't get your bars up, Reed. Get your bars up.
He cold though. Like he's one of my favorite rappers. That's why it's like when he just like take his hiatus, he's like, bro, get your ass to the studio, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't even making tags that say like, if you want to hear Kyrie verse, tag him or text him or inbox him and say, go to the studio.
Yeah.
His phone will blow up. He's like, bro, what the fuck? Like, oh, okay. Like,
I'm chilling. What's going on?
What time the studio open today? Because he really like I'm really like a big fan of his, how he just like.
Same. Kyrie cold. The Kyrie cold. That ain't even a debate. Kyrie fucking cold.
And then it's like, it don't take him he could be away from it for a month, but if he in there for however many hours, it's just like muscle memory, bro. Just come right back to him. That's one of the things I admire about it. It's like if I go away from music for like a week, it's almost painful. Like I gotta force myself to kind of get back in the mode of like or just do a remix of something that's fun, and then I'm back. But it's like for him, bro, it's like muscle memory and shit. Just come back to him ASAP. The next song that he make, if he take a month hiatus, be just as cold as the one that he made before. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, bro, I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, he got a real natural talent for that.
He do, bro.
Okay, man. So before we get up out of here, what's the next big move for YD? What's the next move? What you got cooking now coming up?
We're gonna do some collabs on the clothing side coming up. So look out for those coming this summer. Also some philanthropy with it. Got some partnerships coming up with that. Music, a lot of big music features, and I'm just trying to focus on doing things I ain't never did before, like collabing with. I got a song coming out with a female that I'm a fan of. I don't think I ever did one. It was just like me and a female, and just put out more music this summer or this year than I ever have in the past, but just kind of be more strategic on how we release it. I think. Everybody obviously want to always make tapes, but I think that they gonna see more freestyles and just more singles and more videos. Because I feel like you waste music if you put out 6 tracks. Track number 3 or 4 ain't gonna get the love that track number 1 get because we not in a position where they obviously streaming our songs by the millions. So it's like how you break in with that single. And hit your marks with that single time and time again, and then that's going to be the momentum, and that's going to help you build. So I think that that's where I'm at. I think also with having the studios, how can we help other artists? I got a consulting firm that we starting that's going to focus on not just artists, like helping small businesses with their content, with their social media platforms, and just with strategy. We also plan on doing the same thing with artists, having all the resources that artists need. Right. Gotcha. But being like not low cost, like still, kind of, make it worth it for us, but not charging an arm and leg.
So you want to do that reasonable pricing where you can...
I want to do a reasonable price because I understand the idea of being an artist, and you got to pay for studio, you got to pay for everything. Video, studio time, mix and master, cover, this and this, that's the name of the game. So it's like, and a lot of them don't put, and I'm guilty of it too at times, is not putting that much money into the marketing.
Gotcha.
So it's like, getting artists to understand that the value of buying them beats and actually putting the money into the marketing and actually looking at themselves as a business, too. And also just educating my people on just being, financially literate. You got a small business in the area. How do you get the grant money that they come up with every year for small businesses?
Gotcha.
We don't know, therefore we don't get it.
You
know what I mean? So I think it's time to unlock some of them doors and unveil some of that information to my people and other small businesses, and figuring out just what we could do for our community. Like, what's the...
Gotcha. So you want to be
Struck ain't universal or nothing. Struck ain't Rockaware status, but small bit. We put together that platform. What is it? Saturday Showcase. It's like a showcase every month. Where we get local vendors to come in, or they pay a vendor fee and they come in.
I went to the one yesterday. I popped up yesterday.
It was pretty cool. That was the biggest one that we had as far as numbers, but just a way for some local businesses to showcase they products and have consumers come in and be able to buy local. That's helping a lot of the brands too, I believe. Even if you making $500 to $1,000 a month extra, that's money that you ain't made before. So it's like Struck ain't like I said, Rockaware status, but it's like some of the money we is making. I'm like, okay, how can we give back? You and Wisco Kidz, we was about that. It's like they give us so much. We bring in their kids here to buy this merch and take pictures and come to shows.
We're gonna get there though.
You can't just take. You gotta give.
Okay.
So it's just like having my people come out with that understanding of how can we give, what's the need. No, we don't live in a community that's run down and we got necessarily per se hella poor people and
right
schools. So we're not dealing with a lot of problems that we deal with. We would be dealing with if we stayed where we was originally from. Obviously, no black person is from Green Bay, really.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, how can we all come together and do some amazing shit for our community and like set the standards? And it's like stuff like this, your podcast, it's going to inspire other people to start podcasts and like really you setting the standard. Like, look at your space, look at how you doing it, And they're gonna think, oh, I could just put this microphone and this light anywhere and just talk and it's gonna be good. It's like
facts.
It takes stuff like this. It's like now on the creative side, like let's raise the bar, but let's educate each other and we obviously better together. So that's more of my focus. It's like, I'm gonna spend a lot of time away from here, going to LA.
Okay. That's Wednesday. I remember we spoke the other day. So he's dipping out Wednesday. Yeah.
Dipping out Wednesday to LA, go see some of my people and take some meetings and get in the studio. But I was talking to my homie that's from there, and I was just like, I want to create a pathway, a highway from here to the resources that's there. How can we do that? Or that are just in other cities.
Got you.
So I think that's the move. It's like even when I do play music for somebody, I play one or two of my homeboys' music from here. Or the songs that I got featured on my brother, just to like put them on. Even like in Europe, when I got there the first time, Lord had a meeting with Universal there.
Yeah.
He brought me, and he played Yari video that he did for him, and they loved it. And I think it's about that type of shit. It's like collaborative effort, but still just like shooting, not being selfish with it, and then thinking like, oh shit, this is my moment. I need to. It's just obviously times for that. It's like, no, I need to just talk about myself and put myself on, and I can put my people on.
Right, but you want to be that extended hand.
For me, I want to be that extended hand to everybody that I'm around that I appreciate. It's like it's really talented individuals in this city. It's like the world need to hear them. It's like the world needed to hear Nipsey. The world needed to hear Pop. They had a message. They really could help some people.
Yep.
They really could solve some problems. They really could inspire people at the least. It's like people, I think they can inspire people. They deserve a platform.
Yeah.
So it's just like trying to figure out how to help them to get it. So
right. Well,
thank you, bro.
Yeah, man. Well, there you have it, man. You got some music coming up. Make sure you check out the brand Struck, man. Some big things coming. More vendor opportunities coming up, man. He got a platform for, local businesses, to get their shit out there. I was there the other day. I really like the turnout. So, man, YD, I'm glad you came, man. And, we always going to converse. And, definitely want to get you in here again sometime, man. So I appreciate you coming through. And
yeah, let's do it, man.
Yeah. So there you have it, man. Another episode of Tevin Talks. Thank y'all for listening, man. We got more to come. You heard?
Yeah.